While Aadi scolds Carl for the chaos he's brought into their lives, he wrestles with the temptation to reveal the truth about Kevin's made-up cancer diagnosis. However, when a distressed Aadi tells Tyrone that she's going to inform Jack that Kevin's illness hasn't improved, it's Tyrone who gently reassures her that Kevin isn't going to die. Later, when Aadi confronts Kevin, he expresses deep remorse, admitting that he felt overwhelmed by the thought of losing her and believed fabricating a cancer story would prevent her from leaving him for Carl. Telling Kevin she can't even stand to see his face, a heartbroken Aadi storms off, straight into Carl's embrace. As she announces that she's finished with Kevin, the two share a passionate kiss. Elsewhere, with Lily and Sam attending the Eco Club, Nick and Toya are relieved to believe their past disagreements are behind them. But when Sam mocks Lily's poster, he points out that 6 local break-ins have occurred, and the thieves rearrange the furniture during each one. Lily gets home to discover the front door slightly open. Spotting that the furniture has been rearranged, she lets out a terrified scream. In another part of town, James grows anxious as the official overseeing the special guardianship order arrives for the scheduled meeting. But will Dee-Dee make an appearance? Meanwhile, Todd and Theo set out to view an apartment in the city, but their plans are disrupted when the car breaks down. And lastly, when Dev announces that Aunty Rani will be attending the wedding and expects to see her financial contribution well spent, both Bernie and Aadi struggle to hide their discomfort. 2 major secrets unravel in the latest Coronation Street episode. A family on the brink of collapse. Coronation Street unveiled 2 explosive revelations in the latest episode, with tensions boiling over between Carl and Kevin Webster during a fierce confrontation. The estranged half-brothers have each been hiding significant truths. Kevin has been deceiving Aadi about his health, claiming he still needed chemotherapy, when in reality he'd already been given the all-clear. His justification? He feared that revealing the truth would push Aadi closer to Carl after uncovering their mutual attraction. Meanwhile, Carl has been secretly using Kevin's garage as a front to distribute bogus MOT certificates tied to a car theft ring. Friday's episode kicked off with Aadi paying a visit to Kevin at the hospital. Tyrone, who was aware of Kevin's deception, tried to divert her attention to protect his friend. Though his plan worked, he later rebuked Kevin for continuing the lie. Elsewhere, Carl met with his shady associate Fiona, offering up another vehicle earmarked for theft. Though his profit was reduced, a bigger issue loomed. Kevin had overheard their entire exchange. Kevin rushed to the garage just as Fiona sped off in the car, but his chase ended with him collapsing from exhaustion. Thankfully, Glenda saw his condition and rushed him to the hospital. When Carl arrived, Kevin confronted him about his illegal activity. But Carl had ammunition of his own. He revealed that he knew Kevin had been healthy for weeks and had chosen to keep it from Aadi. The argument quickly turned volatile. Kevin threatened to report Carl to the police, while Carl countered with a warning. He'd expose Kevin's lies to Aadi. Just then, Aadi entered the room, clearly sensing the tension. Though both men chose to keep their clash under wraps, for now, Carl's troubles deepened when a police officer began asking questions about the stolen vehicle. Back at home, Kevin declared Carl dead to him, leaving their already fractured bond completely shattered. Coronation Street's Bernie Winter rushed to A&E as Dev Allahan's wedding plans spiral. The cherished Coronation Street character is set for a dramatic hospital dash as she suddenly collapses on what should be the happiest day of her life, her wedding to Dev Allahan. In upcoming scenes, Bernie Winter will be rushed to A&E after collapsing during the ceremony. Viewers of the ITV soap will know that Bernie, portrayed by Jane Hazelgrove, first stepped onto the cobbles in 2019. She was introduced as a fun-loving former raver with a free-spirited attitude. Since then, Bernie has made her mark in Weatherfield as the fiercely loyal and no-nonsense mother to Gemma Winter and the late Paul Foreman. Over time, fans have also learned more about her backstory, including the emotional reunion with her long-lost son, Christopher Kit Green, now a detective constable, whom she gave up for adoption years ago. However, portraying Bernie isn't Jane Hazelgrove's first appearance on Coronation Street. She originally featured in the soap back in 1985, playing Sue Clayton, the youngest child of Harry and Connie Clayton. In a previous interview with Inside Soap, Jane reflected on that early role, saying, "There were only 2 episodes a week back then, so the show was a completely different creature compared to now. I found myself in the green room alongside some true icons, Bill Tarmy, Barbara Knox, Thelma Barlow, so I was definitely a bit nervous. But they were absolutely lovely to me." Fast forward to the present, and Jane's character is finally getting her own big Corrie wedding. After years of ups and downs, Bernie has found love with Weatherfield favorite Dev Allahan, played by Jimmy Harkishin. The couple got engaged earlier this year, though Bernie initially turned down Dev's heartfelt proposal. With the big day fast approaching, Coronation Street fans have been given an exciting sneak peek at what's in store early next month. But while love is in the air, Weatherfield's trademark drama is never far behind. The week kicks off with both the stag and hen parties. Keen to cut costs, Bernie picks up bargain suits for Dev and Aadi and opts for a laid-back hen night at the bistro. However, celebrations take a turn when word spreads that the lads have hired a pole dancer over at the Rovers. Outraged by her fiancé's questionable choice of entertainment, a furious Bernie storms into the pub, only to find the stags loudly cheering on the dancer. But is everything really what it looks like? Then, as August 6th arrives and Dev and Bernie's wedding day begins, things quickly unravel. The couple's long-awaited ceremony takes a hit when the quads fall ill, leaving them unable to attend and forced to watch the big event alongside Joseph via livestream. As if the day hadn't already been chaotic enough, things take a troubling turn when a superstitious Bernie realizes she's forgotten her lucky locket, containing a cherished photo of her late son, Paul Foreman. Rushing home to retrieve it, she unwittingly interrupts a burglary in progress. Back at the bistro, restless wedding guests are kept entertained by a surprise musical performance from Debbie Webster, who stuns everyone, especially Ronnie, with a spontaneous marriage proposal. But will he say yes? Despite the drama, the wedding appears to be back on track as guests settle into their seats. A radiant Bernie makes her way down the aisle toward Dev, ready to exchange vows. But just as the ceremony is about to begin, Dev and Bernie exchange loving glances until the joy is cut short. Bernie suddenly gasps for breath and collapses in front of a stunned Dev and their horrified guests. Is their big day doomed to end in heartbreak, or will Dev and Bernie still manage to say "I do"? Coronation Street is broadcast on ITV1 every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 8 p.m. and is also available to stream on ITVX.